Okay. All right. Well, obviously, really proud of my guys. I think they went out and played extremely hard and, tried to execute for 60 minutes. It's not perfect. It never is when you play a team like that. They're so explosive, so dynamic, and obviously they got a great quarterback that makes it extremely difficult to defend against. So, but our guys did a great job. I think they really tried to execute, the best of their ability. It wasn't all, exactly how we needed it, but we'll get that fixed and get it corrected. But certainly just give the players all the credit they deserve. They did a great job, and, 60 minutes of football, that's what we needed.
No, it's just week 5, but how significant is this win over a big opponent going into the bye?
Well, there's only 16 games, so every win is important. Every win is critical. Obviously, the division games are, they're huge. It's always good to win going into the bye. Usually makes everybody in the building a little bit happier. But we got a lot to work on. We got a lot to get better on. And again, like I said, I'm just proud of our guys for competing. They had good mental toughness throughout the course of the game and just hung in there and kept battling until the end.
It seems like there's a few plays that are the difference in games. How big were the hand and Flora plays, especially to kind of give you guys that lead early on?
Certainly you always like to be playing from ahead when you can. So those were good plays early in the game. As the game goes, the plays get more critical. So, we had to try to do well at the end. And again, it's a kind of a full team game. There's big plays out there with those particular 2 that you mentioned, but there's probably a lot going on behind it that caused those. So, just give credit to everybody.
I don't know if this is just the nature of the NFL, but how do you explain how, arguably the 2 toughest teams in your schedule so far, you guys have played so well, and maybe some of the other teams you had to stay before the long.
We're trying to win every week. We're trying to compete and win every week, and sometimes we do a better job than others. It's always good to be at home. I'll tell you what, I love having that crowd. That crowd's unbelievable now. I mean, the noise and the excitement, the energy. So that's huge. We get that. It really helps us, and especially when you play against great quarterbacks that are going to do a lot at the line of scrimmage to either change plays, adjust, or when they have to go up tempo or things like that. The noise, it really hurts, and you can see the skilled players on the perimeter struggling to get the communication from the quarterback, and so I'm just real thankful for our fans right now.
How much does it change or help or whatever you want to call it to have a lead? I mean, substantial. 7-6, but
Yeah. Look, you always want to have a lead. You always want to play ahead. Unfortunately, I've seen that quarterback on the other side there crush a lot of those leads pretty quickly and come back and win games. So it's never really safe, but it's certainly a better way to play than being down by double digits.
4 for 4 in the red area and some short yardage success today. I mean, how critical was it in those 2 areas?
Yeah, that's the name of the game, right? We got to score points and we got to keep the drives going. So it was great to see. Again, give credit to the guys on the field with the execution. I thought they did a great job and had some great scheme dialed up, and they went out and communicated and executed at a high level in those situations. So really, again, give the players all the credits. They did a great job. Great job.
I feel like your defense, they're starting to adjust because your system is different than what was here before. It seems like they're more on the same page. There's like less breakdowns, and it seems like everything's coming together there.
You know what? I look at it probably a little bit under more of a microscope. I see things that maybe don't get exposed that I know are exposed and might, in the future be a problem. So I'm always trying to correct those. Defense is hard. It's always hard every single week going against great quarterbacks, schemes, coaches. They do a phenomenal job, and we're just trying to dial it in. I think the biggest thing for us is some continuity. So maybe a little bit of continuity here over the last couple games, which is good. That helps the communication from that aspect of it. Again, like we talked about, as much as the noise hinders the offense, defensively. We have to learn to operate, under that noise, which is critical for us. And sometimes, just that continuity of players out there helps in the long run. But we got a long way to go. There'll be a lot of changes, and we'll just keep moving and trying to get things better. But we just hopefully can continue to improve that as we go through.
What did I tell you about Jared Davis just to have the game that he did today? I know it's a tough moment at the end of last week, even though it wasn't completely his fault, but the pressure that he had on Rodgers, but
JD's a great player. This guy works extremely hard every single day to be the best player that he can be, and he studies, and he's everything you'd want in a player to coach as a coach, and just doing everything the right way. But again, this is a team game now. There's a lot of people out there making things happen so that others can have quote unquote stats. The biggest thing for us is just getting the win and trying to play a little bit better than we did last week and trying to improve.
A lot of success.
What you had to do was you win a lot. How much did you have to add your second year, just as you were going forward?
We're always kind of, ready for those situations when they come up. We got guys, we move them around in practice quite a bit, and we try to get enough reps for everybody, so in case something happens, we're able to kind of handle it, because it usually does. During the game, there's usually something that comes up. May not be an injury, it may be just a play or two or a series where somebody's either needs a break or, has an equipment problem or whatever the case may be. We have to be ready for all those situations. So, again, I think those guys do a great job in the back end studying. There's a lot to defend with this team from a DB standpoint. You're talking about some phenomenal skill players, and with a quarterback, that can get the ball to them in critical situations. So it was a good job by those guys kind of studying all of the different moving parts, and obviously some of that was unknown coming into the game. So we had to be ready for some of those other guys that, sometimes you don't see on film too much.
What goes into the third down defense in the week? You guys have been pretty good in the early year, 3 of 10 today. I think, the coverage was excellent on both the fumbles. So what goes into building a good third down?
It's like I always said, in third down, it's got to be a good marriage of rushing coverage. You got to know the situation. Third down is very different when it's 3rd and 1 compared to 3rd and 11. So I'll go back and take a look at it. Kind of in the game, in the moment. Not really sure if I can pinpoint anything exactly for you there. So definitely, I think it's probably more the 4th down plays that I'm thinking that got tied into 3rd down that I'm not real happy about. But I got to do a better job coaching that up and getting it fixed.
How key is it when you can rush 4 and drop 7 and still get some pressure, or just great coverage to force mistakes?
Yeah, it's always, look, as many guys you can keep in coverage with, as many guys you can keep in the rush, you're going to be in good shape. I think, again, for us, it changes week by week, in those situations, whatever we feel is necessary to try to win. But it was good to see us be able to do some of that today.
Two things, the Agnew injury, how significant is that one?
Yeah, we'll find out when, we get that evaluated.
And then the punt that started the game, what did you see from that?
I thought the officials made the call on the field, and that was great. And then they reviewed it and kept it, so that was even better.
Last question.
We got the ball, so pretty happy about that.
Last one, Mike.
I was just going to ask you to talk about the 4th downs you didn't like. You think the first one, the 3rd and 23, made it a little too easy for them by converting at 12 to 13 yards or whatever it was?
There are some of those situations that come up, really in those deals, because you got to be careful about field goal range. Sometimes offenses will just go and they'll try to chunk it down in there to get into field goal range, and you got to be ready for the 4th down play if it comes up. If they get too much or too little, you're trying to hold that line. So there's a little bit of a strategy there that you got to try to protect. I think in the situation we're just trying to make sure that we didn't give up a big play because of maybe some of the, let's call it substitutions, or some of the different things we had going on in that particular kind of series. So, but again, I got to just get that handled better. We got to get off the field there. Okay?
Thank you, guys.
All right.